All right, so let's dive right in. Today, we're going to be tackling something that can make a huge difference in how natural and fluent you sound in English. Collocations.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those kind of sneaky little word pairings that native speakers just use without even thinking.
Yeah, what's fascinating is that we often learn languages by, focusing on individual words.
Right.
But fluency really takes off when we start thinking in those chunks of language.
Okay, so instead of me just, memorizing a giant vocabulary list, I should be looking for these dynamic duos, these power couples of the English language.
Exactly. And the benefits go way beyond just sounding cool.
Okay.
Think about it when you encounter a collocation like make a decision.
Right.
You're not processing each word separately. You're absorbing it as one unit of meaning.
Okay.
Which speeds up your comprehension and makes your speech more effortless.
So it's like learning a shortcut, a secret handshake that lets you bypass all that mental translation.
Precisely, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Mastering collocations can even impact how you understand English humor and cultural references.
Right.
Which often rely on these subtle word pairings.
Oh, that's what I call leveling up your English game.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, the idea of learning these fixed phrases feels a bit daunting. You know, some language learners might even feel like it limits their creativity.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's a common concern, but I would argue that mastering collocations actually unlocks a different kind of creativity.
Okay.
Think of it like learning music. You wouldn't compose a symphony without understanding chords and scales, right?
Yeah.
Collocations are like those building blocks of fluency, giving you a foundation to express yourself with more nuance and precision.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So instead of being restrictive, collocations are more like a springboard for more sophisticated, natural-sounding English?
Absolutely. And once you start recognizing these patterns, you'll see them everywhere. It's like suddenly seeing the Matrix. You can't unsee it.
I'm already getting excited to unlock my inner Neo.
Right.
But let's get practical. What are some strategies for cracking this collocation code? I mean, is it all about rote memorization?
Definitely not. It's more about training your brain to recognize these natural pairings.
Right.
And understanding the subtle ways they convey, meaning one of the most effective techniques is simply being more mindful of how words are combined when you're reading or listening to English.
So instead of me passively absorbing information,
Right.
I should be actively playing word detective, jotting down those interesting or unfamiliar combinations.
Exactly. Treat it like a treasure hunt for collocations.
Love that.
And remember, context is king. Don't just learn words in isolation.
Right.
Try to absorb them within the context of collocation.
So, for example, if I'm trying to learn the word strong, I should focus on phrases like strong coffee,
Yes.
rather than just memorizing the word strong itself.
That's the idea, because powerful coffee just doesn't sound quite right, does it?
No, it does.
Those subtle differences in meaning are what make collocations so fascinating.
I'm starting to see how understanding these nuances can really elevate my English.
Yeah.
It's not just about being grammatically correct. It's about using the language in a way that feels authentic and natural.
And there are so many ways to cultivate that natural feel.
Yeah.
Have you ever experimented with collocation dictionaries or online tools like Ozdic?
I've dabbled, but I haven't fully embraced their power. Maybe it's time to start.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, those resources can sometimes feel overwhelming.
Right.
How can learners use them effectively without getting bogged down?
That's a great point. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to memorize endless lists.
Right.
A more effective approach is to focus on collocations related to specific topics or areas you're interested in.
So if I'm preparing for a business meeting, I might focus on collocations related to negotiations or presentations.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of good old-fashioned note-taking.
Right.
Create your own collocation notebook, organized by type, noun, adjective, verb,
Okay.
and include multiple examples for each.
I love that idea, a personalized collocation cheat sheet.
Yeah.
And I imagine repetition plays a key role in solidifying those neural pathways.
Absolutely. Repetition is key. Regularly review your notes and make a conscious effort to use those learned collocations in your speaking and writing.
It's like hitting the gym for your vocabulary.
Exactly.
And while we're on the topic of practice, how important is it to listen to native speakers?
Invaluable. Pay attention to their pronunciation, stress, and intonation.
Okay.
Notice how those subtle elements change within a collocation, adding another layer of meaning and fluency.
So it's not just about the words themselves. It's about the music of the language, the rhythm and flow that make English sound so natural.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to experiment. Construct your own sentences using new collocations.
Yeah.
And get feedback from native speakers if you can.
Speaking of experimentation, have you ever encountered any funny or memorable collocation mistakes from language learners?
Oh, absolutely.
I bet.
I once had a student who, bless his heart, was trying to express that he was feeling under the weather. He told me he was feeling under the water instead.
Oh, no, that's a classic. I can just imagine the confused looks he must have gotten.
Exactly.
But it's a good reminder that these little slips can happen to anyone, and they often lead to some hilarious moments.
Exactly. It's all part of the learning process, and humor can be a fantastic tool for remembering those tricky collocations.
This has already been so insightful. I'm starting to see how mastering collocations is about so much more than just memorizing phrases. It's about unlocking a deeper understanding of how English works, how it flows, and how it's used to express ideas and connect with others.
And that deeper understanding is what ultimately leads to greater fluency and confidence.
Right.
But before we move on to specific types of collocations, let's take a moment to appreciate just how much information those little chunks of language can convey.
I'm all ears. Tell me more about how these collocations pack such a powerful punch.
Think about the phrase heavy rain. Those two simple words paint a vivid picture, don't they?
They do.
They evoke a sense of intensity of a downpour that's forceful and relentless. We wouldn't say strong rain or powerful rain to convey that same image.
That's a great example. It highlights how collocations can be much more evocative and precise than just using individual words.
Exactly. They allow us to express ourselves with a level of nuance and artistry that would be difficult to achieve otherwise.
Okay, I'm officially hooked. I can't wait to dive deeper into the different types of collocations and uncover even more of these linguistic gems.
Right.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to our exploration of English collocations, ready to unearth even more linguistic treasures.
Absolutely. Last time we uncovered the why these word pairings are so crucial for fluency in natural-sounding English. Now I'm eager to delve into the what are the different types of collocations out there, and how can we start incorporating them into our own English?
That's a great place to start. Let's begin with noun collocations. Those powerful pairings that add so much depth and precision to our language.
Bring on the noun collocations. I'm ready to see those dynamic duos in action.
All right, let's revisit that heavy rain example we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
It's a classic illustration of how an adjective and noun can come together to create a much more vivid image than either word could achieve alone.
Right. Heavy rain instantly conjures up a picture of a downpour.
Yes.
Whereas strong rain just doesn't have that same impact. It's fascinating how those subtle differences in word choice can paint such different pictures in our minds.
Precisely, and those subtle choices are what separate fluent speakers from those who are still struggling to piece together individual words. Now think about the phrase traffic jam.
Okay.
Would you ever say traffic blockage or traffic problem to describe that same scenario?
Definitely not traffic jam is the only way to express that concept.
Yeah.
It's like those two words have become inseparable, like a linguistic power couple.
And that's the beauty of collocations. They highlight the natural patterns of how words combine in English. They're like those well-worn paths in a forest, the routes that native speakers instinctively follow.
And by learning those paths, we can navigate the forest of English with more confidence and fluency.
Yes.
It's like having a secret map to guide us through those tricky linguistic terrains.
Exactly. Now let's shift gears and explore those noun collocations.
Okay.
Where two nouns join forces to form a single unit of meaning.
All right.
These are like those compact, high-powered batteries that pack a lot of information into a small space.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of noun partnerships are we talking about here?
Think about the phrase common knowledge.
Okay.
It's not just any type of knowledge, right?
Right.
It's information that's widely known and accepted.
Yeah.
Like the fact that the earth is round.
I see. So common knowledge isn't just about the knowledge itself.
Right.
It's about the shared understanding, the collective agreement that this information is a given.
Precisely. And that shared understanding is embedded in the collocation itself. Another example is fast food.
Right.
Those two words instantly evoke a whole category of quick, convenient, and often unhealthy meals.
It's amazing how those two simple nouns can convey so much information about a cultural phenomenon. It's like a shorthand for a whole way of life.
Exactly. And those shorthand codes are everywhere in English. Think about the phrase round of applause.
Okay.
You wouldn't say circle of applause or cycle of applause, would you?
Nope. Round of applause is the only way to go.
Right.
It's like a linguistic tradition passed down through generations of English speakers.
And that tradition has enriched the language, giving us a concise and expressive way to describe that collective show of appreciation, now ready to explore the world of adjective collocations.
Bring on the adjectives. I'm curious to see how those descriptive words can be enhanced by their collocational partners.
All right. Adjective collocations are all about adding those extra layers of detail and emotion to our descriptions. They can involve adverbs, modifying adjectives, creating those wonderfully expressive phrases that make our language come alive.
Ooh, give me some examples. I'm eager to hear how these adverb-adjective duos work their magic.
Think about how we express concern in English.
Okay.
We might say concerned, but to really emphasize the depth of our worry, we'd say deeply concerned.
Right.
That adverb deeply intensifies the adjective, painting a more vivid picture of our emotional state.
Right. Deeply concerned suggests a level of worry that goes beyond a casual observation. It hints at a genuine emotional investment in the situation.
Exactly. And it's not just about intensity. It's about choosing the right adverb to capture the specific shade of meaning you intend. You might be slightly concerned about a minor inconvenience.
Right.
Or gravely concerned about a serious threat.
It's like those adverbs are fine-tuning our adjectives, helping us express ourselves with more precision and nuance. It's the difference between playing a single note on a piano and playing a whole chord.
That's a great analogy. And those chords of meaning can be incredibly powerful. Think about the difference between happy and utterly happy.
Yeah.
That adverb utterly transforms the emotion, suggesting a state of pure bliss.
I can see how mastering these adjective collocations can help us avoid those bland, overused adjectives and really make our descriptions sparkle.
Absolutely. It's about moving beyond the generic and embracing those word pairings that capture the right shade of meaning, the perfect blend of emotion and detail. Now, are you ready to tackle those action-packed verb collocations?
Bring on the verbs. I have a feeling this is where things get really interesting.
You're not wrong. Verb collocations are the engines that drive so many English expressions.
Yeah.
They're the verbs paired with nouns, adverbs, or prepositions that create those dynamic phrases we use to describe actions, thoughts, and experiences.
Let's start with those classic verb plus noun pairings. I'm ready for some examples that will really make those collocations stick.
All right. Think about how we talk about making decisions in English. We say make a decision, not do a decision or take a decision.
Right.
It's a simple but powerful collocation that highlights how certain verbs are naturally paired with specific nouns.
Right. And it's not just about accuracy, it's about fluency. When you use the right verb plus noun collocation, your English flows more naturally and effortlessly. It's like knowing the steps to a dance. You move gracefully from one step to the next without even thinking about it.
Exactly. And those dance steps are embedded in the language itself. Think about phrases like do homework, take a break, or give a speech.
Okay, so do homework is another one of those non-negotiable pairings.
Yes.
You wouldn't catch a native speaker saying make homework, no matter how tempting it might be to translate directly from another language.
And that's a great reminder for all language learners out there. Be wary of those false friends.
Right.
Collocations often defy logic and direct translation.
Yeah.
So it's crucial to learn them in context and pay attention to those natural pairings.
So instead of relying on our intuition or translating word for word, we need to train our ears to recognize those patterns, those combinations that just sound right in English.
Precisely. And the more you expose yourself to authentic English, the more those patterns will become ingrained in your mind, now ready to add some adverbs to the mix.
Absolutely. Let's explore the world of verb plus adverb collocations and see how they can add even more depth and nuance to our actions.
All right, these pairings are all about fine-tuning our verbs, adding those extra layers of meaning that make our language so expressive. Think about the difference between agreeing and strongly agreeing.
Okay.
That adverb strongly adds weight to our agreement, signaling that we're not just passively accepting something, but actively endorsing it.
Right. Strongly agreeing suggests a level of conviction and enthusiasm that agreeing simply doesn't convey. It's like the difference between nodding your head politely and jumping up and down with excitement.
Exactly. And those adverbs can express a whole spectrum of attitudes and intensities. Think about phrases like warmly welcome or flatly refuse. Those adverbs add a whole new dimension to the verbs, shaping our understanding of the action itself.
It's like those adverbs are adding brushstrokes of color to our verbs, creating a more vibrant and nuanced picture of the action. Amazing how those little words can pack such a punch.
And that brings us to our final category of verb collocations.
Okay.
Those that involve a preposition.
All right.
These pairings can be tricky, but they're essential for mastering those idiomatic expressions that make English sound so natural.
I'm all ears. Give me some examples that will illuminate these verb plus preposition mysteries.
Think about the phrase run out of.
Okay.
It's a common collocation that means to have no more, something you wouldn't say run empty of or run lacking of, would you?
Definitely not. It's run out of all the way. And it's not just about physical objects.
Right.
You could also run out of time, run out of patience, or even run out of ideas.
Exactly. Those prepositions are essential for creating those idiomatic expressions that add color and personality to our English. They're like the spices that transform a bland dish into a culinary masterpiece.
Speaking of colorful expressions, what about the phrase burst into tears?
Yeah.
It's so much more evocative than simply saying cried, isn't it?
Absolutely. That preposition into adds a sense of suddenness and intensity to the action. It's like a linguistic explosion of emotion.
I can see how mastering these verb plus preposition collocations can help us avoid those stiff, textbook-sounding phrases and inject our English with more energy and authenticity.
And remember, the key to mastering these collocations is practice, practice, practice. The more you expose yourself to them, the more naturally they'll flow from your tongue. So keep reading, keep listening, keep speaking, and most importantly, keep having fun with English.
This has been an incredible journey through the world of verb collocations. We've explored verb plus noun pairings, verb plus adverb combinations, and even those tricky verb plus preposition collocations. I'm feeling so much more confident in my ability to use these dynamic duos to add precision, nuance, and even a touch of drama to my English. But before we move on to the final part of our deep dive, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how all of this connects to the bigger picture of fluency.
That's a great question. You see, collocations aren't just isolated phrases. They're the threads that weave together the fabric of fluent English.
So it's not just about knowing the right words. It's about using them in a way that feels natural and effortless, like a dance, where you move gracefully from one step to the next.
Exactly. And that grace, that fluency comes from understanding how words naturally combine to create meaning. It's like learning the secret language of native speakers, the unspoken rules that govern how words interact and create those beautiful patterns of expression.
So it's not about memorizing endless lists. It's about developing a feel for the language, an intuition for those subtle combinations that make English sing.
Precisely. And that intuition is what separates truly fluent speakers from those who are still struggling to piece together the puzzle.
Okay, I'm ready to unlock that fluency puzzle. What else can we explore in the realm of collocations? Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into English collocations. We've uncovered the why and the why these word pairings are so essential for fluency, and what the different types are. Now I'm ready to explore how can we truly master these tricky combinations and integrate them into our everyday English?
That's a fantastic question, and it's a journey that involves not just learning, but also understanding those subtle nuances that make collocations so fascinating. Remember, we talked about collocation strength earlier, how some pairings are strong and inseparable while others are weaker and more flexible.
Right, like those linguistic power couples versus those social butterflies who can mingle with a variety of words. I'm curious to learn more about how recognizing these different levels of strength can help us use collocations more effectively.
It's all about recognizing the patterns and understanding the limitations with strong collocations like express a wish. You're bound to that specific pairing. It's a non-negotiable partnership, almost like a linguistic idiom.
So it's not about trying to find synonyms or alternative word choices. It's about respecting that fixed bond between those words.
Exactly. Trying to break up a strong collocation would sound unnatural and might even confuse native speakers, but then you have those weaker collocations where one word can partner with a variety of others, creating a spectrum of meanings.
So with a word like big, we have the freedom to experiment and create a whole range of combinations. Big house, big problem, big personality. The possibilities are endless.
Precisely, those weaker collocations give us more creative leeway, allowing us to play with language and tailor our expressions to specific situations. It's about finding that sweet spot between accuracy and creativity, between following the rules and bending them ever so slightly to add our own personal touch.
I love that idea. So mastering collocations isn't just about conforming to fixed expressions. It's also about understanding when we have the freedom to experiment and create our own unique combinations.
Absolutely. And That understanding comes with practice and exposure to authentic English. The more you read, listen, and speak, the more you'll develop a feel for those subtle nuances of collocation strength, now ready to explore some of those fascinating regional variations we touched on earlier.
Absolutely. I'm fascinated by the idea that even within English, there are these subtle differences in word pairings that reveal so much about culture and linguistic evolution.
Think of it like this. Exploring those variations is like taking a culinary tour of the English-speaking world, savoring the unique flavors and ingredients that make each region's language so distinctive. British English might favor have a bath, while American English leans towards take a bath.
It's amazing how those seemingly small differences in word choice can reflect deeper cultural nuances. It's like those collocations are holding up a mirror to the unique ways in which different cultures use and perceive language.
Precisely. And being aware of those subtle differences can help us communicate more effectively with speakers from different parts of the English-speaking world. It's about recognizing that English isn't a monolithic entity. It's a vibrant tapestry woven from diverse threads of culture, history, and regional influences.
It's like learning the secret handshake of different English-speaking communities. But speaking of secrets, what about those tricky false friends that can lead us astray? I know firsthand how tempting it can be to translate directly from my native language, but those sneaky words can set some hilarious traps.
They certainly can. Remember our make homework versus do homework example. It seems logical to translate directly, but those false friends are lurking ready to trip us up with their deceptive similarities.
So how can we avoid those pitfalls and navigate the treacherous waters of false friends?
It starts with awareness. Recognizing that these linguistic tricksters exist is the first step. Then it's about developing that healthy skepticism, that instinct to double-check those words that seem too good to be true. And of course, immersing yourself in authentic English content is crucial for developing that natural feel for the language, that internal compass that guides you towards the right collocations.
So it's a combination of knowledge, vigilance, and constant exposure to the language.
Exactly. It's a journey of exploration, discovery, and yes, sometimes even a few stumbles along the way. But with each stumble we learn, we adapt, and we move closer to that elusive fluency we're all striving for.
This has been such an incredible journey. I feel like we've peeled back the layers of English collocations, uncovering their hidden power and exploring their intricate beauty.
And remember, this is just the beginning. The world of English collocations is vast and ever-evolving. Keep exploring, keep experimenting, and keep challenging yourself to discover those word pairings that add depth, nuance, and authenticity to your English.
So to all our listeners out there, the next time you encounter an interesting word combination, don't just gloss over it. Pause, take a moment to savor those collocations, and let them unlock a deeper level of understanding and fluency. Keep those language muscles working, and remember, the world of English collocations is yours to explore.